Alrighty, welcome back to Bleach, anime review episode number 24. This will be the 13th and final episode of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War, Cour 1. Yes, because it was announced that this is going to be 4 cours, and I did hear when the next course come out. It's going to be in July. Okay, July. But this is the last one. And isn't something, though, out of all 13 episodes that aired for the score, guess how many I reviewed they came out? 1. Yeah, just 1 out of 13. That's quite something. Now, this episode is called, basically it's 13 episode, but it's also episode 300, and I believe it's 80, if I'm not mistaken. The 379, excuse me, is called The Blade Is Me. This pretty much in a way adapts pages 15 and 17 of chapter 537. Though this is actually for the end of the episode, which I thought this was interesting. They also adapted it fully for chapters 538 to 541, the first 14 pages of 542. Interesting. So we started with it last time, where Ichigo has already finished up his backstory, and his back to his father, which, by the way, this is the last time we see him for quite a while. I don't think he shows up in the archive again after this. I think he may show up at the end, but he's absent for the rest of the whole story arc. So, he gets transported back to get Zobacto reforged, and he just goes to this room where he fought before, and then he just walks to where apparently his Zobacto is Atsumatsu is, and turns white, and becomes like his hollow. And like, wow, that was easy. Where's Renji? Don't know, he's not mentioned here. If in case you're curious, did the anime come out? No, they didn't. Now, let's go with Ichigo first before we move on to what's going on with other people. Actually, before I continue here, let's go with a couple others. Those viewers. Well, first there is Toshiro, where he's basically come back to basic because he lost his Bankai. Yep. In the case of the lieutenant from Squad 9, he's being taught by the superintendent his Bankai. The only other thing we have here is Akon getting out of the hospital and overhearing something that the Morichi is basically planning to do in his research department. Yeah, this actually is happen a little bit later. What is it, you might ask? Well, he's experimenting with resurrecting people. Yes, that's literally what he's doing here. How did I know this? I read the arc. That's literally what he's doing here. And those three are the only cutaways we have of the entire episode, because all the episodes focus on Ichigo. So Ichigo, after he gets out, he gets him and the other guy get, what's his name? Otitsu, where he takes him back to the forge to basically forge his Zanpakuto, which is an area with lots of water in the cliffside. So him and his bodyguard basically forge his new sword, and then we see he mentions, oh yeah, it's Negetsu, the guy who thinks Negetsu is not the actual guy. And apparently the ones who protect the whole time is not him, but it's hollification. Which, that's quite weird. And it's also for this episode that this guy looks exactly like the main leader of the Quincy's. Well, he says he is. Basically, he's basically a portion of him. That's what he is. And apparently it's described as somebody what he looked about 2,000 years prior to this series. And of course, he mentioned like, everything you told me was all a lie? And he's like, Zagetsu like, no. The only thing I lied about was my name. That's it. Everything else I told you was completely true. He does mention he did want to become a Soul Reaper, but over time he basically to accept it. And then, of course, basically he also locked the one portion of his power he could keep sealed, which later reforged to his true Zanpakuto form, which the giant butter knife has been the whole series. It's actually 2 blades. Yes, that's the true form of his Zanpakuto. was they show for the end of the episode, which I thought was really good visual they have here. Oh, by the way, they debut of all of Otashi's bodyguards. Oh yeah, there's one more colorway at the end of the episode. I'll get to that. So, there is the names are Takasigo Tasuya, Hisaka Hasaka Eshura, Nozomi Nemo, and Toki Takawa. By the way, they all have 4 different ways. One of whom decides to take one of her teeth and make it to the hammer that helps make the sword, which that was really cool. And then the episode is truly with, we see the main villain of this arc, where he's basically like, oh, you're a commission. And then they go, you brought your target here? Yep. And who's target? Udaru. Yes. Udaru. Interesting. What is the purpose of this, somebody ask? Well, this pretty much sets up pretty much what Udaru's role for the rest of the arc is, which he does do a lot of anything until like toward the end of the arc itself. I kind of forgot he showed up in this portion of the arc, because he disappears for a long portion of time before they actually do anything with the guy. Yep. But damn good episode. Love it. This is definitely the end of Cour 1, so next time we see Bleach review, to my knowledge, probably be July. Well, depends when the time gets released. So, yeah, that's episode review. Next up is going to be the final episode of Season 1 for Spy X Family. Okay, this video. Bye.